I bow down to Vitarag Bhagavan Mahavir, Reverend Gurudev, brothers and sisters. So today I have a little bit other briefing in the beginning, which is most important. Last 2 days we were at Sovas. At Sovas, on Friday evening, Money and Jainism, Professor Richard Fine's lecture. But before that, there was a book launch, and that book launch was Dr. Peter Flugel's PhD thesis. So I would like to show you. It is a massive work, the first volume of the PhD. And the second volume of the PhD. So he he gifted one copy of each to Acharya Sri Mahashamanji. As a representative of Acharya Mahashamanji, we were there. And he fondly remembered Acharya Tulsi, Acharya Pragyaji, and other munis and sadhvis who were instrumental to support him, to inform him various information. So this research is mainly in German. And he said at that time it was not allowed. He had to write either Latin or German. So he preferred German because being a German scholar. So Peter Flugel's 2-part monograph, Asceticism and Devotion, the ritual system of Therapant Svetambar Jains, is based on the fieldwork, archival research, and mainly conducted in Rajasthan in 1992-93. Though he visited several times, even after that, after the submission, and when he submitted, unpublished dissertation was received by Jain Vishwabharati, and he has presented with Acharya Tulsi Samman in Dabadi. So that was again an important work, was recognized at that time Acharya Pragyaji. So it describes history, philosophy, organization, ritual system, and influence of Protest Jain mendicant order. Because you know, Acharya Bhikshu has started Therapant with a different thoughts, ideas, ideologies in his mind. So this order, he said, rejected image veneration doctrinally, though Therapant believed Murti is a history, Murti is an art, and Murti is an alamban, support for meditation and various thought. But Murti as a Bhagavan, it was not in the Therapant order. And then how Acharya Tulsi modernized Therapant, and during the 1949 Anuvrat movement was launched. So Anuvrat movement, it means opening the boundary of Jain Dharma for everybody. Any religion they can follow, but they have to follow the moral code and conduct. So that is again one special contribution of Acharya Tulsi, and he made the Jain Dharma's boundary open to all Dharma. So Acharya Tulsi always given special uh, concentration on scholarly work. And then in my speech on the launch of the book, I mentioned that Tera Panth has a tradition. And in that tradition, Venerable Acharya Kalugani, the 8th Acharya of Tera Panth, at that time, Hermann Jacobi came. So the German Indologist, he came, he stayed nearly 1 week, and lot more question, answer, debate, and discussion with Acharya Kalugani. And in the same series, Professor Elsdorf is also a great Indologist, German scholar. So he visited to Acharya Tulsi at Delhi. And in the same tradition, Professor Brun, before last year, Brun was passed away. So Professor Brun, he was also Indologist, Jainologist. And he visited to Acharya Tulsi. And his successor, we cannot say 100% successor, but kind of his successor, Dr. Peter Flugel, he first of all met with Samani Pragya and Sthit Pragyaji at Oxford, and then he made his decision to take his PhD on the subject of Tera Panth, and then he visited during his research work, but after his research work, and he produced seminal work on the aniconic tradition of the Jains. So his work mainly on Tera Panth, then on Sthanakvasi, and still many more volumes are waiting to publish. So he dedicated his life for Jainism, and yesterday Jainism and Money conference. So it was also those who present there, Dinesh Bhai and Rajiv Bhai. So it is really a treasure house of knowledge. Sometimes you don't know how, where, when our scholars, Jain scholar or Indologist or Western scholar, dig the subject very differently and present their idea in a very fresh way. Might be something we don't like, maybe something which is not really matching with the Sravak life and scholarly life, but the academic world is different world. And today I would like to ask you that please be active and be proactive, because if you listen, then you know. When you know, then you act. When you act, then you reach. So this is a way to reach the knowledge, and knowledge is the part of meditation. So I would like to request the next year's conference, violence, and in the bracket non-violence, violence. So this is again like charged with some fresh idea and fresh scholarly lens they have seen. They try to see how and why, where, when, with several questions. So I would like to request that please make sure next year you should not miss. You should not miss. Jain community, university and community, when they both join each other, then it is strength to strength and more momentum. And there was 2 sessions, which was the round table sessions. So 2 round table session was also great session, because our young Jains presented their thoughts, their view, their voices. So I would like to request, please make sure next year you will be there, write in your diary. So this is yesterday. But what is today? What is, yeah.
Oh man, it's very good.
topic, I'm working on the same book, and that is Dhyanasthav. So till now, we discussed clearly about Dharma Dhyan, but now we have to move up, and that is Shukla Dhyan. So Shukla Dhyan, Shukla, if we go the terminology, Shukla means white. White. It is related to color. And I think color also plays an important role in our life. So whenever there is something people have, if it is marriage and party, different bright colors. If it is satsang and meditation, or the our Jain Swetambar Terapan or Jain Swetambar life, because Digambar, they are not strict to the clothes, though Mataji wear the white cloth, Aryaka wears the white cloth, and the Elak, Shulak, at that stage they wear the white cloth, and then no cloth. But in Swetambar, white clothes. So you see the major division of the Jainism on the color, Swetambar and Digambar. So pure meditation. So finally, if qualitative we go through the meaning, then this is the pure meditation. There is nothing. So Shukla Dhyan. Shukla Dhyan, pure meditation, white meditation, and category automatically auspicious. Nature of this meditation is the fourfold virtue with profound purity. It is not the general level of purity. And let me discuss how we can feel the purity at our level. Suppose you are in the pravachan, and sometime listening the pravachan, and for the frequent, for few seconds, your mind is out of pravachan. And suddenly you remember, oh, Saturday night, lunch, delicious pizza, delicious pasta. And you are so engrossed with that, might your taste bud, and your mouth is full of water. So it means you are here physically, but mentally you engaged in some past event. So this is a good event because you remember nice food, but sometime you remember some bad food, because life is not always nice, no, not always bad, good. So it is changeable. So you remember something which is horrible, and then where you went in the pravachan, you were in Shubh Yog, because you were constantly listening. Okay, Shukla Dhyan, Dharma Dhyan, this Dhyan, that Dhyan. But suddenly when your mind went out and you charged with some negativity, and then you set up in your mind, I should not do this, again you came back. So Shubh Yog, staying in Shubh Yog, constantly in Shubh Yog, is very difficult, because there is a definition to make the yog shubh and ashubh. Ujala ne mela kaya jog, moha karam sanjog vijog. So this is a definition how yoga is pious, how yoga is inauspicious. So that is the inflow of mohaniya karma. Because mohaniya karma is attached with the two types of activity, either rag or dvesh. So when rag, then you remember delicious food, good events, good memories in your life. But in a dvesh bhav, you remember something horrible thing. Might be with the family members, at work, with the friends, or somewhere else, something happened which you don't want to repeat, but it is not in your hand. Your mind repeated it. You replayed it. So again, if it is mentally replayed, it means you went in the flow of negative current. But you are sitting in my pravachan, in my lecture, but it happens. Am I right? It happens. So, your yoga should be pious, because we are talking about Shukla Dhyana. But suddenly, you were out. And this out of mind, out of sight, you are no more in the pravachan. So, your yoga either became ujla or mela. So, due to moha karma, either mela, not ujla, because ujla is always need vigilance. So, yatra subh yogas tatra niyamena nirjara. Very important sutra. Ki whenever you are in subh yoga, then there is setting of karma. One-pointedness on the Shukla Dhyana, on the lecture, on the Swadhyay, on the Dhyan, on the Puja, on any religious activity, it means Shubh Yoga. And when you are little bit drifted, and then you are in Ashubh Yoga, and you remember something which is related to attachment and aversion, so Moha Karma Sanyog Vyog. Yog is colored by the Mohaniya Karma. So that's why be alert, be aware, and this awareness is the key to spirituality, key to Adhyatma, or key to Jagrukta, or key to Apramad. So now, the next this Shukla Dhyana. Shukla Dhyana is also fourfold meditation. And this fourfold meditation, you know, Dharma Dhyana was fourfold and Shukla Dhyana was fourfold. So in this fourfold meditation, we have sutra Savitarkam Savicharam Saprathikattvamudaritam Adyam Shuklam Dvitiyam Tu Viparitam Vitarka Bhak. So this fourfold meditation, Savitarka Savichar, Prithakatva Udaritam, Adyam Shuklam Dvitiyam Tu Viparitam Viparita Bhag. So what is the meaning of these Sanskrit terms? So I would like to, Savitarka Savichar, with conceptual thinking. Again, you know, the Shukla Dhyana. Shukla Dhyana is not in the beginner's spirituality, not in the middle point of spirituality. It is on the higher level. So, Savitarka Savichar, conceptual thinking. वितर्क सहित है, विचार सहित है. Means there is a concept and also a thought. But there is one pointedness. So, Savitark Savichar meditation means their thought is not like us. So, because we are thinking something our day-to-day life, then something other points. But their Savitark means on the Purvas. Again, I am making a big point on the Purva knowledge. Because why Purva? At present, we don't have Purva knowledge with us. Because Purva knowledge is lost. And it was so used that they need to use an analogy with the pictorial quality. Like, okay, like an elephant goes inside. So that type of a well and full of shahi. And if someone start writing, how this tank will finish? So that much shahi and huge papers. So in that context, we don't have exact idea how big this Purva knowledge. So some analogies, some examples, try to make it so huge, but really how vast is no idea. And today, my question to Rajiv Bhai, today do we have Shukla Dhyana?
I think it's difficult in the purest form.
The purest form. Because in Jain tradition, various different interpretation. So some acharya believe that might be sun is not there, but the pure rays of the light is there. But some acharya totally deny that at present we don't have. And if we see the history, after Jambu Swami, he was the last Kevali of this Bhagavan Mahavir Sasan. So after Jambu Swami, there is no Keval Gyan, no Shukla Dhyana. And after Vajra Swami, no Purva Gyan. And who was the last Chaturdas Purvadhari? Acharya Bhadrabha. He had that knowledge. And you see where he used to meditate? Nepal. And what type of that dhyan? Mahapran dhyan. So Mahapran dhyan ki sadhana, the practice of Mahapran dhyan in the mountains and caves of Nepal. Yes.
How about Srimad Rajchandra? He was able to write the Atma Siddhi. It must have been Shukla Dhyana.
It is difficult to say because Dharma Dhyan also has lot more purity. Dharma Dhyan also has. And according to many Svetambar Acharyas, sun is not there but few rays of light is there. So might be he had that purity. And Atma Siddhi is also based on the Bhagavan Mahavir's knowledge, on the Agamas. It is not something created as a Keval Jnani, that which is not available in the Agamas and he presented something new. It is not the case. So, yes, even you see, Mati Gyan is also very vast. Avadi Gyan is also very vast and touching to the Paramavadhi. And we heard that, and through the history, I read extensively Srimad Rajachandra as well, because Acharya Tulsi, he documented in his Sravak Sambodh, Jin Mat Mani Sam Sravak Rajachandra Sa. So it is like a Mukut Mani of the Jin Shashan. So Srimad Rajchandra, he got Jati Smriti Gyan. And Jati Smriti Gyan is the part of Mati Gyan. Jati Smriti Gyan could be not one life, but many more lives. And even, yes, such things we don't make so open, but many Muni in our Sangha, they have Jati Smriti Gyan. Muni Sri Dharmesh Kumarji Swami is a meditator, and every day meditate 12 hours, 14 hours, 16 hours, sometimes 18 hours. And Acharya Sri Mahashamanji provided him the very special, facilitated him for the meditational development. So more time he is in Mewad. So Mewad is the mountain area. So the area also support. If there is too much hot, and meditation generate heat, as you meditate you understand how much heat we can get through meditation. I have little bit experience when I used to meditate in standing pose, and it might be it is 5 degree or 3 degree or 2 degree, even that degrees, I don't need to cover my body with the shawl or sweater because of the meditational heat. Meditation generate heat inside the body. So when we do this, meditation is generating our power, enhancing the power. So Muni Sri Dharmesh Kumarji meditating in the Mewad area, and at present we don't know, but he tried to connect the lost link of Mahaprana Dhyan, and he digged the many books, and from that he tried to write down something, what was that Mahaprana Dhyan. But definitely he said it is based on the control of breath, and through his practice now he can take breath after an hour. This is his development. But he says still I have miles to go before, because last year I interviewed him, and during that interview he told that, Samani ji, this is ongoing process, and I'm digging and I'm walking, and it is a solitary path, untrodden path, because it is not a road map or a tom-tom which is guiding. So he is doing himself, and Acharya Mahashamanji helping him, giving him all the facility how much he can do. Otherwise we are lot more bounded by the Sanghiya duties, Sanghiya work. So he has less duty upon him, but he is a meditator monk. And previously I recollect that when we used to take his class about the meditation, about the Kayotsarg, about the Jati Smriti Gyan, and he said, yes, I have seen my many previous lives. And this is a big point for me to take a decision to go in deep and in-depth meditation. So he is doing practice of Mahaprana Dhyan, and still we don't have a written or documented procedure before us. But during the Mahaprana Dhyan, if we go in the back of the history, how Bhadrabahu Swami, first of all, when Sangha requested that there is the Chodapur knowledge is going to extinct, and we need, you are the person, you are the only person who has this knowledge. So please don't leave your body without giving this knowledge to someone. And then he said, look, I'm totally engaged on the Mahaprana Dhyana Sadhana. Then Sangha requested, no, it is Sangha order of the Sangha, that you have to take out some time to impart this knowledge. And how many monks, 1,000 monks went to acquire that knowledge. And in that in that situation, what happened? 500 in the seva and 500 taking the classes of Purva knowledge. But you know, slowly, 5, 10, 20, 100, 200, 300, 400, and finally only one person left, Sthula Bhadra Swami. The difficulty of the concept, the conceptual Choda Purvas was very, very difficult. So in that condition, only Bhadrabahu, special Dhriti Man Muni, he stayed there, and slowly, other monks went back. So 10 Purvas knowledge given, and rest 4 Purvas were left. So in that situation, what happened? One day, Sthul Bhadra's 2 sisters, what was the name? Sthul Bhadra, Yaksha, these sadhvis, 7 sisters. So 2 sisters came to Bhadrabhav Swami, my brother, studying under you, Choda Purva's knowledge. So we would like to have darshan of our brother. Where is our brother? And Bhadrabhav Swami told, in the nearby caves, your brother is there. The sadhvis went there, and to their amazement or despondency, in the cave, a big lion was sitting, and the 2 sisters so much frightened, and they thought, might be this lion eaten up our brother. So they cried, they came back, and they informed Acharya Bhadrabahu, what happened to our brother? In the cave, a huge, big lion is sitting. And from his knowledge, from his cave, Acharya Bhadrabahu see, oh, miracle making? What happened to this Sthula Bhadra? He has taken the use of Labdhi. So, Vyakriya Labdhi. Again you see, Vyakriya Labdhi. And Vyakriya Labdhi is changing the shape. So, human being can turn into a lion. A lion can turn into a man, women, anything. So, Bhadrabha's mind just changed. What he is doing? A Jain monk should not make any miracle, should not use this labdhi. This is the cause of bondage. And now he thought, this Sthul Bhadra is not a right student for me. And I'm not giving the Choda Purva knowledge to him. So he made up his mind. And then he said to the sadhvis, go, there is no line, your brother is sitting there. As soon as they reached, they seen the brother in the meditation, and they venerated her brother. And what happened? They asked, Muni Sthula Bhadra, few minutes before we came here, and at that time there was a line, and now Acharya Bhadrabhav told, no, your brother is there, so you are meditating. So he said, yes, it was me, and I changed myself through my Purva knowledge as a lion. So you know the Purva knowledge has so many mysterious and miraculous things. So sisters, brothers, they made the stories to cut the story. When the class time, Vachana time comes, then Acharya Bhadrabhav denied, I'm not going to give you knowledge. Sthula Bhadra, falling down in his feet, request, it is my pramad. You see, pramad at that level. Not we, but pramad at highest level. A purvadhari, a thus purvadhari muni can do this type of mistake. Sometime if some sadhu and sadhvi and samani and saman and shravaka and shravika, they do some mistake and then we point it. But it could be happen to anybody at any point. So the polyglot of the knowledge. So in that stage, then he requested, but Bhadrabahu Swami not agreed. Then again Sangha request. The O Bhadrabahu Swami, with this knowledge, when you passed away, then there will be no 14 Purva knowledge. Then on the request of Sangha, Acharya Bhadrabahu agreed. Yes, I will give on the request of Sangha, but only sutra, not earth. Only the aphorism knowledge will be given, but not earth, not its meaning. You know, the agame tivhe pannatte, suttagame athagame. The agam is two types, sutra agam, artha agam. When there is a term, tanjaha, Choviye nane pannatte, mai nane, suye nane, in this nane, that nane. So when explaining, so that is arthagam. So agam is sutragam, arthagam, tadubhayagam. Means both together, sutra and earth. So until 10 purvas, tadubhayagam, sutragam and arthagam. And after 10 purvas, only sutragam, no arthagam. So Acharya Bhadrabahu given him vachana of 4 purvas, just sutragam, just the indicating sutras, not its meaning, not its explaining, not its interpretations, nothing. So in a way, we can see in the Jain Sasan, the last Keval Jnani Jambu Swami, last Chatur Das Purva Jnani Acharya Bhadrabahu, and last Sutra Sahit Chatur Das Purvadhari Sthuli Bhadra, because he knows 10 up to Sutra Earth, but last 4 only Sutra. And then slowly it is extinct, going down to Vajra Swami, 1 Purvadhari. And then today we don't have Purva Gyan. So Keval Gyan, Purva Gyan and Shukla Dhyana. Why I am telling this story, why I am repeating these chapters of our history, because Dharma Dhyan still available, which is part of Swadhyay, but Shukla Dhyan, that is also having Swadhyay, but not normal Swadhyay. It is related to the Purva Gyan, and that's why Shukla Dhyana is not available today. But according to Svetambar tradition, we have few rays of Shukla Dhyana, and that purity pops up. Then might be we have few rays of Shukla Dhyana, might be the higher level of monks and nuns or sadhus and sadhvis, they have the rays of Shukla Dhyana, but not in a final shape Shukla Dhyana. And if we see the history of meditation, and might be when common masses came to know there is no liberation, no Shukla Dhyana and no Purva Gyan, so why we meditate? Why we should spend our time in meditation? So might be the ritual replaced the time of meditation. So more talking, more speaking, more lectures, more program, and more puja, more part, more dance, more dandiya, and more ritual. I think this is my own thinking. I can't claim from the Shastras. But when we came to know, okay, this door is closed, so people divert their car from the other roads. And the other roads have different other aspect of spirituality. I don't deny these are not spirituality, part of spirituality. But the heavy ritualism came into Jainism, and the meditation tradition dried out. So might be one reason that when we see, okay, the door is closed, no more open, and we sometime divert our car. So
I mean, then Buddha other traditions, other religions, they have meditation. In Buddha is very common. So can you not say that the higher state of meditation is still available?
according to Buddhism, their philosophical background is bit different, one thing. Second thing, the dried out tradition was revived so many times there. What we see Vipassana today, it is coming through from one to Buddhist monk, then Uba Khin, he was not a monk, he was a political leader, and he was in politics. So he was the guru of Goenka, and from householder to householder. And Goenka, why Goenka went? On and upon he got migraine, and he went in the meditation, Vipassana meditation training. And when he felt good, he thought this is something else which is beyond, because Goenka was a multi-millionaire and his business was very at the peak of his time. And in Burma, he was one of the biggest industrialists. So in that peak period, he left the business and totally dedicated himself towards the dharma, and he started. And then he thought, because I'm lucky, during my PhD, I requested Acharya Mahashamanji, please give me my pollution 2013 in Mumbai. Then, in our Dharma Sangh, nobody asked, okay, give me that space, that place, that person, that Samani, that sadhu, that Samani. It is our unwritten or written rule. So Acharya first smiled at me and then said, Mumbai means, in a questioning way, he said, Mumbai. Then I made my point clear. Yes, I request you for Mumbai because Satyanarayanji Goenka is 90 plus, and time sab par aata hai. So it is very crucial time, and my PhD on Preksha meditation, and there are some scholarly allegation on Preksha meditation that scholar says it is nothing new, it is copied from Vipassana. So let me interview him, because through the timeline of the Tirupant gadgets, autobiographies and other archival research, I found out that Goenka came in 1974. Preksha meditation launched in 1975. So it is just grabbing something like, oh, okay, give me your coat. Might be it not fitting on my shoulder, but I just ask randomly, okay, give me your coat. I'm getting cold, I'm going in the party. Can we do so? No, you can't do. Similarly, like two different traditions, just asking for the coat and wearing the coat and going in the party is not possible. Similarly, just adopting something and without understanding properly or knowingly, so it is not a cup of tea to use the things. people are ready. If you know, in the big companies, and if you go and copy something from the big company, next day you see there is a shoe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I'm trying to understand in this way that, like, in Hindus also many people go to mountains and they go for meditation for long time, and not on Buddhism. So in different religion, if the meditation, we say like Shukla Dhyana has disappeared, so is it not available through other traditions like through Buddhism or Hinduism?
As I made it clear, might be they don't have the same tradition.
Okay.
You know, the people, like meditation is one common generic word. But when we go in the deep, then meditation is performed with different aspects, performed with different orientation, and performed with different desired goal. Because here Shukla Dhyana and liberation connected to each other. And the final, when Shukla Dhyana comes, and then finally liberation is there. So, in that context, and even Jainism is very open, Anya Ling Siddh. So those who getting liberation from the Anya Tirthas, Anya religions, because Jain don't claim that if you are in our sect, then you have liberation, and liberation is not available elsewhere. Liberation is available elsewhere, and that's why I'm saying, might be they are doing, they did meditation, some other tradition in Hindu tradition and Buddhist tradition. Sometime meditation is boomed, sometime less, sometime like nowadays yoga is booming. Every university is getting ready to open a department or open a chair or a center for the yoga and meditation studies, because it is most popular, and most the people work for their working because if there is an opportunity to get any job. So like when Modi started Yoga Divas, and after that what happened? The yoga is booming, and previously I have seen on a department 10 students, 8 students, 15 students, now 100 students at Priksha Meditation and Jivan Vigyan, because they see there is an opportunity, we can get a job. So this is human mind. But I would like to make your question clear. Meditation is definitely somewhere else in someone's practice, and might be in Buddhism, in Hinduism, and maybe in Jain, not a huge mass meditation, but personally there was meditation. 100 years ago, Jayacharya's meditation, and many other monks, but as a systematized, legitimatized, and as a system open to the public, might be Sadhu and Sadhvi, they are doing meditation. Sthanakvasi, Terapanthi, Deravasi, or Digambar, they did meditation. But as a system launched to the, open to the each person, each and everyone. So that type of system, first time based on the science, Priksha meditation came in the Jain tradition. But side by side, many other meditation. And if you have interest, you can go and download my thesis from Savas. It is free download. So Google Priksha meditation history and method, and you can download my thesis. You can read. You can have an idea. The 5th chapter of my thesis is dedicated to the other modern Jain meditation. So 7, 8 new systems of meditation. So you know, when trained comes, nobody sits silent. Everybody try to use their mind and use their brain and use their sastras and try to design something. So there are so many types of new meditation. So the today's main point I would like to clear that when there is no Keval Gyan, no Mukti, no Shukla Dhyana, and after Jambu Swami many things gone, it means not totally. Little bit is there. So we should not keep ourselves no Keval Gyan, no Shukla Dhyan, so we are not going to meditate. So in my next lecture, I will come with a more elaborated description and clarification of Prithakatva Savichar, Prithakatva Avichar and all these things, what is this, and I try to compare with the Yoga Shastra and the Samadhi and Dhyan, how they are close, how they are far and all these things. Om